aside from that, that's what's going on with me. For the people who I have been speaking to, I've tried to give you advice, and I just want to reiterate, I guess, some of the advice that I've already given you, which is, honestly, I don't know if this would help everyone, but getting this little notebook and writing down everything, this book is nearly full now, I'm going to have to get another one, writing down everything that you're feeling at that time, it clears your mind. It just makes you feel that you're not having to bottle it up all the time. I've spoken to so many people about DPD, and none of it has made me feel any sort of relief. Well, sometimes it's made me feel, a little bit of relief, like there are certain people who you just can't hide the fact that they help you, like they're able to help you with that sort of stuff. But writing it down makes me feel like it's just a thought taken out of my head and put down somewhere. Like, I haven't completely ignored it. I haven't been, bad in myself and just completely abolished that whole thought that I ever had. It's written here in the book, and I know it's there. And sometimes when my head is slightly clearer, I like to look through the book and see how I felt, and it makes me feel good to know how far I've come, anxiety-wise, to this point where I feel like, there was a point where I couldn't even leave the house to go to the shops because everything in my head was, what if, I walk there and I get hit by a car? What if I walk there and, some people start, yelling at me? What if I get into the shop and someone judges me for, what I buy or something like that? What if someone, judges me for buying, a fucking chocolate bar or something like that? It was just constant, what if someone judges me for it. And I'm not like that anymore. Every now and again I get my little moments, but I'm not like that anymore. But reading back through this book, knowing that I've come a really, really long way from being in a really, really bad place, it feels pretty good, and I feel pretty proud of myself, and it just lets me know, I'm just going to read you, the first, not the first page, but there was a bit that I think I was reading the other day that made me realise that I had this entire idea, or this entire, determination to get through this from the very beginning, right? This is when I was in my worst kind of state. As it start, I can admit that I fucked up. I smoked too much when I knew I couldn't handle it, and now I'm paying for it, but I will not let it win. And then I decided to write a bunch of lists of things that I liked about myself, didn't like about myself, the stuff that I didn't like, how could I change that, how could I make myself a happier person, just small things, physical appearance, what don't I like about my hair, about my clothes, about my face, whatever. But it really helped, looking through that and knowing that I wanted to change from the very beginning. I wanted to be better. I was never going to let this thing win, and I'm still not going to let this thing win. And something else, if I can find it in the time that takes me to go through this entire book, is the friends that I have that do not understand in the slightest what I'm going through, which is totally fine, because how can they understand what I'm going through? But the friends that I have, they wrote some really lovely stuff in this book, because it's not like a diary. I don't really give a shit if anyone reads it, well, not anymore. I used to be absolutely mortified if anyone would read this thing and see what's going on in my head. But the people who I do let read it, not going to name any names because that'd be weird, but this one friend in particular, she's one of those people that really helps you get through some stuff, even just these small depressed moments that you're going through, she will help you get through it. And I don't know if this is weird, me reading stuff that people have written in my book or that I've written in my book to a camera, and don't even know if I'm going to put it up, but if I do put it up, that's pretty weird. But I don't know, maybe it will make someone feel better. Maybe it just makes me feel better, and if it does, then I don't really care. I want to feel better either way. So this is what this one particular friend wrote to me while we were sitting in a cafe called Hot Gossip in Henley, just, vibing. She wrote, Natalie, my darling Viper, that's her nickname for me. It's Wednesday morning at 11:28 a.m. We're sat in hot gossip, and it's just struck me how utterly fantastic you are. You're beautiful and hilarious and madly passionate about life, and being around you always sparks the hope that something incredible is just around the corner. You're talented, kind, funny, beautiful, honest, and generous, and I worry that you don't always believe that to be the case. And I want you to know that I'm only a stone throw away if you need reminding. I'm gutted that we only started talking so late, but I'm so glad that we have. You're my Viper, and I know that if I ever have a problem, I can come to you and trust that you'll be ready to kick some ass. When you're super famous and successful, let me be your manager, yeah? Sweet. Talk together or something. I'll love all my love forever. Anonymous. Yeah, I mean, just little messages like that I get endlessly, not just from her, from other friends, from all my friends. It makes me really, really grateful that I have such a fantastic support system in all of that. They all try really, really hard to make me feel like I'm still part of the group and part of everyone, really. And I'm trying to think of something else to say, because I know that there is something else that I want to say. I have, in my own head, I feel like I've maybe replaced one substance with another, which is not a good idea at all. In fact, I realised it when I started this book, which was, if I can see, so I write dates on it just to see how I'm doing progress-wise. The 10th of, I think, May, something like that. The 10th of May or March. I was feeling really down one day, and I didn't have any weed to smoke, and I was past that, so I did what I usually do. I bought myself a bottle of wine, and I just enjoyed it to myself, which, don't get me wrong, I enjoy, indulging with myself, because I think that I'm a fun person when I'm drunk. But I was not in a good place this one day. I thought it would be a good idea to just drink this whole bottle of wine and then go to sleep. I just wanted to sleep, really. And I just ended up vomiting in the toilet, and, well, I couldn't get to sleep. My head was spinning. I just had to make myself vomit in the toilet and then just lie in bed and be upset, because I knew that what I was doing was just so destructive to myself, and I just wanted to numb the pain or numb the nothingness, which sounds ridiculous, but I either feel nothing at all, or I feel this gut-wrenching, pain right in my chest, like your heart is being broken 1,000 times, and that's super sad, but, that's, I presume, what depression feels like. I don't know, I've never really thought about it, and that's how I felt, and how I felt for a while, and I have my good days and I have my bad days. But if there's any advice I can give to anyone, do not replace one thing with another. Sometimes you won't realise that you're doing it. Like me, I didn't realise that I was replacing weed with alcohol, and I was just trying to numb everything. But just